This show is proudly brought to you by whatiszs.com. ZS is coming. Okay, hi friends and subscribers and all of YouTube out there, how you all are going? For those of you that want to call into the show, the Skype number is, go and click on the flag, little flag up there, you click the Australian flag on the Skype channel, telling it you want to call Australia, or you can simply type in +61 280 91 332. That's +61 280 91 332. We're waiting for our first caller. Yeah, so hi Donna, how are you? And whoever's sitting in the background out there, how you all are going? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a few dramas setting Skype up, and I'm just going to put that number in the window for you. So it's +61 280 91 332. So for those of you that want to call into the show, use Skype, because that way we're going to get a much clearer sound. You're going to get picked up a lot better. And let's just say when you're doing the show, talking show, I've worked out in the past and a few other realities, that Skype is generally the best way to do it. Yes, I know everyone's getting a buffering issue, trying to resolve that at the moment. But I wanted to talk to everybody about a few issues and everything. And it's sort of, I think a few people took it the wrong way the other day when I was talking about it, but the thing is, when I'm pretty passionate about the fact that there's a lot of unaffected out there making videos and they're claiming to be affected, and you know straight up that they are not affected. You just know that they are not affected. Well, it's an easy program to download, Mary. Skype, everybody should have Skype, because you can call all over the world for nothing. Absolutely nothing. If they've got a Skype account, you don't pay for anything. Most of my friends all have Skype accounts. I talk to them forever. And because my friends are worldwide, all over the world, and most of it these days are all Mandela affected anyhow. They've got my Skype number, and if I'm on, they know what time I'm up, sort of thing. They know when to call me, and they give me a call on Skype, and we have a chat. But the whole thing is, there's a lot of stuff out there that's actually going on, and a lot of people aren't realising that the Mandela Effect is hitting home harder than they actually realise. As I said in the promo, since I've been here, I've been finding evidence that there are dinosaurs walking this earth and flying around this earth in this reality. This reality is not V3, but I tell you now, the way it's going, I reckon it's not going to be far away, and I'm wondering what these Russians are doing. I'm wondering if that's what caused V3 in the other world, because all of a sudden dinosaurs just appeared. And and I've just got records of what's on these tapes here and everything, and what's been in other realities. And I'll tell you now, the stories about V3 in every reality are exactly similar. The beard that was just recently in that reality didn't want to talk, just left videos for us. I mean, pretty much in shell shock. In one of the videos I watched, I think it was about 3 realities ago, that when I was watching his private video towards us, that you could tell this poor bastard was in a dead set state of shock. It was beyond a joke. And I'm wondering if this so-called Jurassic Park that they're talking about opening and everything, it's it's scary. It truly, truly is scary, because if they do it, we could actually have on our hands in this reality, unless to say I don't want to be here when it happens, that we want to pretty much keep everything out of the way, and from what I've heard, it's scary. G'day Buster, how are you? And yes, so we've got to turn around and look at ourselves and ask ourselves what in the hell is going on, why it's going on, who's causing it, why we are stuck in these eternal jumps. And this is one of the reasons why other beards have thought the same, I thought the same, and I've quite often thought that we are dead and this is what we experience when we die. And you watch some pretty freaky shit on TV. There's something about this reality, and it's something really scary about this reality. And that they're trying all these different things. And I've seen different things and different things happen in other realities. I've seen it where Trump was ridden like a horse. They're starting to do it here. Poor bastard's only trying to pretty much do his job. He's most probably the first honest politician. I've been in realities where they let him do what he was supposed to do, and he did it, and it was a great reality in their countries. And Australia's been pretty much fucked up in half the realities I go to. It's sort of, but is there something else going on? Is there something else like not a false flag, but what do they call it? A psyop. But no, I don't think it is a psyop. I've had a lot of people say, oh, it's just a psyop, man. But it's not. How in the fuck can they pull a psyop at this level? Because, like, I fly quite regularly. And I've flown over the changes in every country, in every reality. I've flown over these changes, and guess what? They're the same. They change. And for me, the harbour is the biggest change that there is, because I see that physical, and I check it out every reality. I go up and check out the harbour. I check out the town. I've seen my town change so many fucking times beyond a joke. I left a reality where the light rail was already constructed. I'm in a reality now where they're still building the fucking thing. So you don't know what is going on. And it was sort of, don't worry about it, Mary. It's sort of, those things that are jumping off the sun, that's a natural process. One thing a lot of people don't know, you've only got to go back to any reality, look at all of Bluebeard's original videos. We were solar researchers. We studied the sun. And that's what we did before we were affected of the Mandela Effect. We did everything else. Yeah, we made films, but our passion and our hobby was studying the sun, how stars worked, what they did, how they moved. And yes, stars move. But yeah, those things, they call them burst. I call them dumps. It's just the sun being normal. Don't panic about it. Yeah, there is actually a reality where Donald Trump is pretty much not a god, but they worship the ground that he works on because he changed that country so much, it was beyond a joke. And but in this reality, they give the poor bastard a hard time. But you can tell you now, you don't want to see realities where Clinton is a bloody president, it's president they call it, yeah, president of the United States, because she wrecked that country and sent their world into fucking war. I've listened to other Bluebeards talking about it. The one before me was talking about Clinton. So you've got to look at all these fucking things that are going on. I don't know. I understand the Schumann resonance, but no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's sort of, if I could find the answer, busted man, I'd be going home, and I don't. I know we can't jump realities, and we can't specifically say, I know how to jump realities, man, like some of them are out there claiming. These are the logo ones, and writing books and making up, yeah, fair enough, we're making a film, but the thing is, I want to talk about the shit and everything like that, and I want to talk about the stuff that is actually going on. Because this stuff is real, guys and girls, and I mean this is very fucking real. And it's a nightmare for people to go through. There's so many people out there that are actually going through this, and they don't know what to do. And they ask themselves on a daily basis, how can we cope? And guess what? I do too. I do too. The same as I might be a big rough tough bastard, and trust me, I am what they call a rough tough bastard. I'm the sort of bloke that people see as I'm walking towards them, and they will move out of my way just by looking at me. I'm covered in sort of shitloads of tattoos and things like that, and I tend to give the people the wrong impression. They wouldn't realise that I'm a big fucking teddy bear unless you upset me. But yeah, I've always defended myself. But the point is, it's sort of, I've got a lot of people say, how do I do it? How do I sort of cope? A lot of people are amazed at how well I do actually cope. But guess what? I still freak out every fucking day, wondering what the fuck is going on. But then my sensibility kicks in and says to me, dude, you've got to learn to cope, because this is happening and we can't do anything about it. It's like life. Life happens. Shit happens. Shit happens. That t-shirt's the most famous t-shirt out there. Shit happens. And it does. But the Mandela Effect is a fucked up way for us. And a lot of us don't fucking realise what we have that no one else has. We have an experience where we can honestly say, and I mean we can fucking honestly say, and Terry, I'm going to do the same as all the other channels. I'm sticking you up as a moderator, darling, because I've got to re-moderate everybody, get everybody back up. Hey Rachel, do you want to be a moderator? You're always in here. But the whole thing is, it sort of, I might even give Donna. Yeah, Donna's always a good girl. And so that you guys out there have got an experience that no one else has. And I mean no one else. If you're not Mandela affected for real, right, you have something that they don't have. And that is, you are what people could call an interdimensional traveller. You are, and have something that they couldn't imagine happening. Like I was watching, I think it was the Sagittarius arm or an Orion arm, and they were pretty much talking about what it was like and what he was going through and everything like that. But just looking at the stuff that they're going through, and I can tell in their voice, because I know my own voice, that it sort of, that these Bluebeards were fucking freaked out just as much as me. And like, I talk to you all, the ones of you that do contact me, and yeah, I have email contact with some of yous, and some of yous are great. You tell me your stories of other people that are going through it and put me on to the others, and yous all have my email. You only have to go to the About page to get the email, by the way, and the thing is, it's everybody, every one of us are trying to cope with this. And it is fucking hard. Trust me, it is hard. It is very fucking hard. Like, wondering where my kids, what my 5 are up to. Are they coping with all these? Because I know they're pretty tough. I raised them that way. Some of the other beards didn't have that experience because they'd separated from theirs and everything like that. I had a bit more time and got a bit more time with my 5. And the thing is, it's sort of, I raised my kids very tough. And like, if they're anything like the kids from the raptured world, I know they're handling it, but it still would be tough for them. Because you've got to think about your family as well. And now, some of you might not agree with this. Right? Don't push your families on the Mandela Effect. It's hard enough that eventually they're going to realise that you aren't their sibling, or you aren't their child, or you aren't their mother, or you aren't their father. And that's going to devastate them. When they accept it, because they will see many, many changes, they're going to either think that you're nuts, or that you're losing it, or that their dad could be dead. So you've got to turn around and ask yourselves, okay, what can I do to make these kids that are mine but aren't mine happy? Well, you've got to treat them like your own, no matter what. That is an essential part of it. Because what if you get stuck in a reality permanently? And I look at every new reality as, what if I'm going to get stuck? So this is one of the reasons why all the other beards and myself have dedicated ourselves to making this film. We still go to college and we are learning animation so that we can do things in the film. And, well, it's the other film and stuff like that. But the whole thing is, it's sort of Michael Talbot. Yeah, I have actually heard of Michael Talbot in the holographic universe. I think I watched a video about it about a week ago, actually. I think I watched it. Someone else said the same thing. And the whole thing is, we have to turn around and ask ourselves, why are we going through it? Is there a reason that we're going through this? And maybe this is a way. I don't know how many of you have ever prayed the prayer, please God, remove the veil from my eyes so that I may see. And maybe God removed the veil from our eyes so that we could see. But I think there's a lot more to it than that. Like, I know someone is operating on us. And I mean, when I say operating, I mean physical fucking operations, surgical operations, where they close you up and you don't know what the fuck has been done to you. Because you can just barely see the scars on your hands. All the other beards I've been talking about, it happened to me about 5 realities ago with my leg. And in this one, it's a different area. I don't really want to talk about it, but just let's just say it's very hard to sit down at the moment. They've been doing something to my lower spine, and I know that because there's actually a little scar, and no, I'm not going to show you a picture of this scar. It's about 6 inches fucking long, and they've been doing something to my lower spine. I fucked if I know what it is, because I'm always knocked out when they take me. Are alien abductions part of the Mandela Effect? I don't fucking know. And I will always, and all the other Bluebeards will fucking say, we don't fucking know. But I will say, especially to those Christian fucking Mandela affected out there, wake the fuck up, will you? Because this is really fucking happening. It's not the devil changing the fucking Bible. Fucking hell. It's the same as they don't say fucking aliens are real. Do you know the Bible actually pretty much says that they do exist? If you read the Bible cover to cover, I guarantee by the time you finish reading a Holy Bible, Well, in this reality it's a bit hard. It's fucking very different in this reality. It's different in every reality. As I've seen flip-flops with the Bible and stuff like that, but I know that the reason why it's fucking different is because of the simple fact that we're in a new reality. The Bible was written differently by different men. The Bible was written by men, not by God. It was written by fucking men. You need to realise that. And I've been watching some of the videos about the Bluebeard's research here about the Anunnaki. That's actually very interesting. I'm going to look into it in a few other realities when I get to them. But see, one thing with me and the other Bluebeards, see, we don't just plan our life for this reality. We plan it for the next. And you're going to say, okay, how do you plan it for the fucking next? The Thinker statue didn't change, Buster. Buster, this is where you guys have got to realise it. The statues aren't changing. You are. You have moved. Every time that you see a change, means you've jumped. Means you're no longer in that fucking reality. Check with your family, your friends. Make sure you keep... This is why I tell everybody, live their lives. Because that's going to be the biggest Mandela effect of your life. If you live your life as if nothing happened, right? And this is going to be the scary fucking thing. It's when you start living your life as if nothing happened, that's when you start to see everybody else is fucking different. They're not the same fucking people. That's one of the things that wake us up. Because, see, at the beginning, we were living our lives as normal. See, with me, and I think with about 4 or 5 other Bluebeards, it was until our son had to do a march out parade because he's in the service, armed services. Till he done his march out, we went to ring the other kids. And they weren't there. In one reality where the kids were telling me they rang their dad. And he freaked out because he didn't know who the fuck they were. They were the ones. And guess what? The unaffected are affected. They're just affected in a different way. And this is why people don't realise. See, the unaffected in your family, the unaffected friends, are affected because you are different. They are seeing your changes because you're not the same person. And I tell you now, I am having a very strong feeling that the Mandela Effect could have been happening for a longer period of time than we realise. But maybe with a select few, i.e. the ones that they've been claiming are multi-personalities. Because a lot of people have said, Jesus, man, you've got a lot of personality. But it's not. See, we know what's happening to us. We know it. We see the jump. No, we're not on the fucking Sagittarius arm or the Perseus arm or the Orion arm. We're on the spur in this fucking reality. 2 arms of the galaxy are missing from this galaxy. So we know it because we're awake. And the unaffected are still asleep. See, they're seeing changes, but they're not recognising. But the changes they're seeing are the changes within you. And it's when... So those of you out there affected that think that you're still in the same reality you first jumped to, start living your life very, very fucking normal. Start living your life normal. Because that's when you're going to really wake up. Because you're going to say, hey, fuck. That person never ever spoke to me before. And yet now they're your best fucking friend. Go out and do stuff that the others do. Oh, like, fair enough, I don't play poker like the others, but that's a good thing for the Bluebeards. But the thing is, it's sort of, these people out there are just as affected by you, but in that different way. And it could be harder for them. And by you talking about it all the time, that could rip them apart. Some will come to terms with it. But some that come to terms with it truly are just as affected as the Mandela Effect. They just haven't woken. But you've got to be very careful of what you say to them and look after them. Like, my poor doctor must freak out. She sees the physical changes in us. And like, you imagine showing your doctor, talking to a doctor about a medical problem. And then the doctor turns around and says, when did you have surgery? That's happened to one of the other Bluebeards. It happened to me this morning. That's how I know there's a 6-inch scar there. I've complained about not being able to sit down properly because my bum's sore. Show your doctor your bum, and she said, when did you have surgery? And I said, what are you talking about? She said, I barely see it. It looks like you had surgery a really long time ago. You've got to know what to say around who, and you've got to try not to actually make it, yeah, as Mary says, she is their Mandela Effect, and we are their Mandela Effects. And this is what they don't realise. So whatever is going on, whether or not we are being shifted spiritually, which I find it very hard to believe that it's spiritual, because let's just say my scars are different, my eye colour is different, yeah, I'm a different person to, yeah, in this reality the journals aren't here. I don't think they're, in this reality they're never going to come back unless they give them back. We've got a different way of keeping a journal now in this reality where they won't find it. And no, I'm not going to say where it is, like the idiot Bluebeard that did tell everybody where it is, and I'll call him an idiot because I can, because it's me. Another version of me, but as I say, you don't go and tell everybody, well, yeah, it's in there, it's right here. That's stupid. And the whole point is, you've got to ask yourself, if you, now those guys of you that want to call into the show, as I said, I'll put the number up, I'll put it up again. No. That's definitely not the phone number. If you want to call in, it's go to Skype, +61, or if you're in Australia, you don't need a +61. In Australia, it's 0280 91 33332. But if you're calling on Skype from another country, this is the phone number. All you do, you type it into Skype exactly like that, or you click the flag and type in 0280 91 33332. And if you have Skype yourself, it won't cost you a cent. Skype's free. Yes, I'm from the Sagittarius arm. There's many Bluebeards from the Sagittarius arm. There's many Bluebeards from the Orion arm. There's many Bluebeards from the Orion spur. I've come across most probably evidence of Perseus arm and the other arm, the northern arm. And yeah, there's two arms, and as I said, there's two arms missing from this fucking reality. There's Bluebeards that in some realities don't exist. Apparently in the V3, the original from V3 died. So, and this is what it's like. One of the Bluebeards married in V3. It's amazing what you can fucking watch in videos. And the videos have in a way become our journal, but let's just say we just don't keep them on this computer. We keep them everywhere. But we do keep other ways of keeping journals. A journal is, and by the way, a journal is just getting a thing and writing it down. Well, see, Donna, you might be from the Sagittarius arm, but you might not be from the same reality, darling. And that's what it's like. I have drawn pictures, and some people look at the Sagittarius arm images that one of the other Bluebeards made on T-shirts. And I've had plenty of notes saying, oh, I'm from the Sagittarius arm, but it looks like that Orion arm T-shirt. I get tons of those. Let's just say yesterday I got, 2,365 emails about the Mandela Effect. Yeah, 2,365 fucking emails. A lot of emails. Subject, Mandela Effect. And yes, I go through them, very slowly go through them. But a lot of you out there don't realise what this multiverse is like. See, we could be moving and moving across this galaxy like nothing else. This could be how it worked before we woke up. But I don't think it is. Because of the Mayan. Do you know why? Because of the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar, and by the way, the Mayan calendar was miscalculated. The actual date on the Mayan calendar was 2016. Get that one. I've got a friend that studies the Mayan calendar and he's tried to put his research out and it's been squished. Many a time his research has been squished. Yeah, we're still on the Orion spur, unfortunately. I feel little when I say the spur and not the arm, because on the arm I used to be on the external part of the galaxy. But Earths, I think there's Earths everywhere. I think whoever or whatever created us made many versions of us. Many versions of us. Because you think about it. Why make one when you can make hundreds of thousands? And the galaxy is like that. There are many, many theories on how many planets there are. And there's not... I found an image of space where another galaxy... I think this is a bleed through. Well, I don't know. I don't call them flip-flops or residue. I call them bleed throughs. Because somehow some evidence is going to eventually come through with somebody. Whatever. I remember back one night, I was laying in bed and they were talking about me as if nothing else. They commented on things, and I know the other Bluebeards that said the exact same fucking thing. Commented about different things. My dog had recently piddled in the hallway floor. I cleaned it up and had a towel on it and I was soaking it up, and that night when I had that experience, they were talking about it. I said, oh, watch out. It smells like the dog's pissed on the carpet. And you hear them. And yet, since I've been here, I've actually physically caught them in a recording. Can't understand what the fuck they were saying. It wasn't me. I'm still trying to capture it again. Well, let's just say I've got a lot of little microphones hidden everywhere in the room where I sleep. Let's just say I actually even talk in my sleep. Just as I'm about to wake up. I don't know why. It's always just before I wake up. But the whole thing is there's different things out there that people are not seeing. They're not opening their eyes to what's really going on. And you need to open your eyes to what the fuck is really going on. Because I can tell you now, it's fucking scary. And if you're not awake, you need to wake the fuck up. You really do. You need to wake the fuck up. Because if you don't wake the fuck up, you're going to be in a forever spiral down. You're going to be freaking out. See, one of the biggest problems with Mandela Effect, and I've got to say this, the Christian Mandela Effect, because they're out there telling everybody, well, you're talking about the Bible. Yeah, the fucking Bible hasn't changed. You have. And that's what you've got to fucking realise. You need to wake the fuck up. You really do. And I'm sorry, but you do have to wake up. Go, yeah, the Bible's thing. Start learning and taking it as an experience. Well, if God is causing it, God doesn't say stop living your fucking life because I'm changing everything. It's good. And if it is the tribulation, well, you need to cope with it and live with it. And that's the fucking problem. Yeah, you've seen that image too by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a scary image, that one. Two galaxies coming together. And this is what could be happening to us. And you know the strange thing, there's only one or two images of that actually thing, and they're actual photographs. So whether or not that was the event, that thing that caused it, I don't know. I really don't know what caused it. I want to know. The other Bluebeards want to know. Everybody wants to know. I just want to go home to my fucking children, my reality. Yeah, my reality sucked. didn't suck as much as the poor bastard that was here before me. But the thing is, you need to realise that these things are different, folks, and they're different every time. Sometimes it could be months, you could be in a reality. I was in a reality for 3 months. Well, I thought I was in the same reality. You want to know something? I think after I realised it, that maybe I jumped maybe 4 times in that few months, because I start looking back at the changes. And this is in the early days as I was waking up. And I most probably shifted 4 times, because I saw flip-flop after flip-flop, and I saw this, and yeah, the beards went through the time travel thing, and yeah, we soon wake up to that, because we're sensible enough to wake up to that one pretty fucking quick. That it's not time travel. Time travel can't move continents. Time travel can't move planets. But it is dimensional travel. No matter what, we are victims, but we are dimensional travellers. Man, if I ever do, I'll tell you now, if I ever get home, I will sit down, and when I know that I'm in that reality permanently, I will sit down and write a fucking book. Not just a movie, I'll write the fucking book about it. But the whole point is, oh yeah, exciting news. I don't know if you listened to the promo. Yeah, we actually finally got Avery Films as a business name for the film side of it. Instead of just the studios. The problem is, someone I was related to had been making films for years, and could never get the bloody name, and finally got it. I just saw it was available. I always check every reality. I always check it was available in the last one, so I got it in the last one. I got it here as well. So we are also called Avery Films, as well as Avery Film and Sound Studios, but Avery Films is now Avery Films. So, but yeah, the whole thing is, it's sort of, there's a lot of stuff going on out there that is changing for people and for us. We don't know where we are. We don't, we know where we are. Yes, we know we're on the Orion Spur. But what fucking dimension? That's the one that we can't work out, is what fucking dimension we are in. How many dimensions are there? There could be trillions. I went and saw a movie months and months ago when it first came out in another reality, and it was called, what was it called? Oh, fuck. Interdimensional, I don't know. Fuck, it's got me. Hang on. No, I'm not going to advertise Netflix. But I can on this computer. Can't think of the fucking name of this fucking film. And it's making me wonder what is going on. Is it the... Oops. Shit. Sorry about that, folks. Better not do that again. Yeah, popped up some fucking sound on the thing. And, but yeah, it's interdimensional, I think the film was called. Interdimensional, I think. I don't even know if it's the same fucking film in this one. Can't fucking find it. What's going on? This fucking mouse is frozen. Nah. But yeah, it was an unusual film. It was about this astronaut, the Earth was dying, and they went through, and they had to go and find this thing, and in the between there were all these little dimensions and everything. And yeah, it was a very unusual film, and it was all about this multiverse and the differences in the multiverse. And So you've got to ask yourself, what is truly going on? Interstellar, that's the name of the one. That's the name of the one, Interstellar. So, yeah, you want to go and watch that. Because, see, we could be in that situation, but something could have caused it. Someone has caused it, because the fact that the ones that take all the beards, and they do it in every reality, each of us have an implant. And one thing, the other beard before me had a scan done. His implant is different to the other implant. And I bet you if I went, oh, they won't do another one on me because the other beard just got one done. And the whole thing is the implants are different implants. They're the same fucking spot, but they're different shapes. They are truly different implants. There's another thing, proof of the fact that we are different people. And oh yeah, by the way, folks, if you want to donate to us, just go to the channel and you can click on the donate button, and it will pretty much go through into the thing. And yeah, you go to the about page, and what it will do, I'll show you. You go to the about page. Or you go to the main channel, which is just you click on the name. Click on that name there, and you'll come to this page. And see up here, you can actually donate directly to the film there. And yes, I'm still trying, like all the other Bluebeards, trying to raise the money to get everything running. But you can go there, or you can click on this little page here. And down here, donate to the movie, donate for the camera. You can even donate to the Bluebeard's games. And there's links to the t-shirt website. There's Mandela Effect Society, which has a forum and it has a chat room where I don't know why you people aren't using it, because all the beards we pay a bit of cash to have that chat room in there for you. And yes, we are now even officially own this name. We've owned the .com for a while. So, and I'm changing all this. I've got to come in here and change all this. And but all the stuff is there. It's even got advertisement on it. And yes, our websites have advertising on them as well. And the cattle call is still going out. The stuff is, we've got the plan that we're working to. Now you're going to ask us, how do we do all this stuff? How do we actually manage a film? Well, the whole thing is that because we do what we do and what we've done throughout all the different realities and everything like that, there's commonalities with us, and you're going to experience those same commonalities, and you'll see those commonalities in your family and your friends. And occasionally that one person or the one version of you is different. Occasionally. And this is what I said, when you start living your life normal, that's when you're going to wake up and see the big changes. Forget about the logos, for fuck's sake. They're only a sign that you moved. Look at your family and your friends around you. And that's when you will see it. And the whole point is that you look at what is truly going on with you and around you, that you need to wake up and you need to really look at what is going on. And with us, well, see, we've realised that. We know that we can do this because we've learnt to live our life. We've worked by journals. Today I stuck 4 medical things into the thing, something to do with our diabetes and stuff like that, because we finally got an appointment with a specialist that pretty much all of us need, because we all seem to be diabetic. And so you've just got to ask yourself what truly is that you can do with everything that is going on. Because I should be moving this across here. There we go. And by pretty much going the way that we go and what we do, it's strange. And that's one of that's one of Ruby's pups, by the way, on the thing. That little doggy there, that's one of Ruby's pups. They sent us a picture of him. And the whole point is that these things that we're going through are scary, and I'm not going to deny it. They are. But you've got to live your life, and that's the same with us. We're living our life by continuing on with the movie. Each one of us has got, and I tell you now, it's working with us because each one of us have got more of a skill in one area in the film industry, and it's actually helped us do things that the others haven't been able to do. Some of them have been more into prop building and they've been working on the props. I'm more into the organisational skills, so I'm trying to do a lot of the I'm actually chasing up grants. And the whole thing is, it's sort of, you've got to turn around, and by doing this you can live your life. By leaving these notes in journals and diaries, it's going to help you wake up as well. And by waking up and seeing those changes each day, and you're going to see, okay, well, no, my medical appointment was on Thursday, not on Wednesday, but see, you're not missing that medical appointment. You're still going to it, but yeah, it's on a different day. This is why so many people miss appointments, and I think it's happened to me in the past, and because I've made appointments. In 2015, I've made appointments. And I went to go to the appointment, and they said, your appointment was last week. I was like, no, here it is in my phone. And I look at my phone, and it says, it was last week. So this is why you keep track of your dates. The phone is your best help. It might sound strange. The calendar, anything important is going to help you, and your journal is going to help as well. If you make an appointment and you stick it in your phone and everything like that, that you've got to turn around and say, okay, well, you do this, you do that. A good example is we've got to go in, and because all the beards have recently had heart problems and stuff like that, and we're going in for an echocardiogram, and I say we because that one would have been a pretty standard thing in every reality. I was supposed to go for one in the reality where I just came from, but yes, I got shifted, and this one's coming about next week, and if I shift, well, yeah, I hope I don't miss it. I have to then make a new appointment, and but the whole thing is, it is workable, and I mean it is workable. It's hard, but it's workable. And by doing it, you can keep track. But see, with the film, it's just the same. It's just the same as everyday life. It's the same as if you're going to work and you've got jobs to do at work. How do you remember those jobs? You keep diaries, you keep journals, and you keep notes, calendar notes. So you can live your life normal even if the Mandela Effect is wrecking your life. It still can give you that normality to your life. About a month, I think. About a month. But see, that might have been shifted. That can happen. See, you can shift and not even know you shifted, and then 3 days later you realise you shifted a week ago. You see little changes, and you know it. And so you've just got to come up with everything. You don't know. See, as I said, you can be, Buster, you can be in a reality for a month and not even know that you're shifted and still thinking you're still in the last reality until then something major happens. You go, oh, fuck, I've shifted again. And then you start going back through the notes, and you look at the notes, and you look at your journal, and you say, shit. It's harder now for that to happen for us because we keep regular notes. But see, sometimes we skip it. Sometimes we skip it because Like we're busy, we're going to rush to college, or we're going to go and do this, or we've got to go here, and we forget to check the diary in the morning, and we're driving past a building, and then we go, what the fuck? And then you go home, and you look in your journal, and you go, yep, I've jumped. We still get those kind of things. Oh, Theon, a tip for you, mate. When you're doing a show, don't have dead air. If you have dead air, people just leave your channel really quick. If you just go quiet and not talking, they just leave your channel. I noticed that in one of your streams, dude. I'm just trying to give you a bit of advice on your streaming. It's hard to keep on talking all the time, and yeah, if you forget what you were saying, just talk about something else. That's what I do, and that's what all the other kids do. If you're doing a stream, Theon, you are pretty much just the same as a radio personality. It's airtime. People don't want to sit there and listen to dead air. They just turn the radio off. They want to listen to dead air. I just think I was watching your stream the other day. I tried to get your attention, but you didn't notice. You just sat there looking at the screen. So yeah, just a tip, mate. But yeah, by the way, it was a good show. But the whole thing is, it's sort of, you've got to ask yourself how you can cope with everything that's going on. And that is truly up to yourself, how you're going to cope and how you're going to handle the way to cope. Because if you don't handle that cope and don't work with it, you're not going to cope. And this is where the journals come into it. This is where the diaries come into it. This is where medical journals come into it. They are aids to help you cope. They are aids to help you get to family events that you're supposed to be there, or events with friends that friends have told you. Because if you keep those notes, this is more than ever, you need to keep a journal. If you are Mandela affected, you need to keep a journal, a diary, a calendar in your phone. And by doing that, you will learn to actually cope with it. And because it's just organisation. And by keeping organisation, and trust me, I've let detailed notes for the next poor bastard that comes here. I do it everything. I make sure there's notes for the next one that comes along, to don't forget about the organisational side of the film. It's something you can't drop. It's like with the invention. It's sort of, we're going through stuff with the invention, and that one's a little bit harder to do because there's a little bit of legal stuff that's got to go on, i.e. we've got to, but we all invented the same devices, so yeah. And it's just, yeah, organisation. And then you've got the coping of your families. Well, the best way for your families to cope is don't push it on them too hard. Right? It's hard enough for them as it is. So you've got to come around and work with them. And by doing that, they're going to cope with it better. And because if you don't help them cope in a way that's going to help them cope, they're going to just become as unscrewed as you can get sometimes. And yes, some of us become unscrewed. Let's just say I nearly jumped across the poker. That's why I'm not going to poker at the moment. I nearly jumped across the poker table and nearly ripped someone's head off. Being an idiot and being a smart ass to somebody and giving someone a hard time that they shouldn't be giving a hard time to. And but we've all got our breaking point. And you've got to turn around and you've got to say to yourself, well, how can I avoid that breaking point? How can I cope with it? And that is to reach out to others. And it's not hard to reach out. There's so many Mandela chats out there now, streams where you can chat in the stream. You can talk to people. You can, if you've got a problem, there's plenty of us out there that are going to listen to you. I listen in, those of you that go to the same streams as me, you know which streams I go to. And, I listen to Scarborough, I listen to MA, I listen to Scott, yeah, and a few others. I even listen to Theon, now that I know Theon's got a stream. And, but you can reach out to others within these chats, and you need to do it, because it's free. See, I'm still freaked out. and this is why what I want to talk about, I'm still freaked out the fact that these Russian scientists, and they're openly, it's in the news, that they want to create a Jurassic Park here in this reality. They want to create a Jurassic Park. They want to bring mammoths back to life. But I think it's a cover to cover up the dinosaurs that are already roaming the fucking earth. And I really do. I think this is a cover to cover up that. Then they can say, oh, well, we created it, but it escaped. Then they make the fame out of it. But so it's a cover up because no one can explain how these dinosaurs are flying around and roaming the streets in Russia. I think there was someone said there was a triceratops caught in a photo in a street in America somewhere. Someone in a small town, captured a photo of I think it's the triceratops, the one with the 3 big fucking horns. And it was walking through the town. And they actually captured a fucking photo of it. And it's sort of scary that this one could be the next V3. And from what the others have said about V3, guys, you want to be fucking prepared. If you're still here when it happens, because everything I've read about V3 or the videos about V3 that I've fucking watched are scary. And to watch myself freaking out about V3, because I know when I'm freaked out, and to watch one of the other versions of myself in a video, because see, I get to see his face, and it's a direct looking at the screen, talking to the next one of us coming along. The luxury of being a Bluebeard, we get to see ourselves, and we talk about a lot more subjects than we talk about on the streams. More personal stuff, how we're coping, how we found it when we first got here, the changes, and it helps us by watching the videos of ourselves from the other realities. It does help us as well. And but yeah, to see these things, and this is what is getting me. Some channels are actually now starting to talk about it. Who was it? Scott was talking about the dinosaurs the other day. I think Scarborough might have mentioned something about it. But this is how you know the real channels, because they're talking about these issues. Where you get those channels, oh, well, it's just, oh, this logo's fucking changed, mate. Oh, yeah. Make a big thing out, and like this guy says, oh, I'm only going to talk about the Australian Mandela Effects. And he's talking about the fucking American ones. Oh, fuck me. They're just attention getters trying to get votes for their fucking channels. And that's all the fuck it is. Honestly, and I've got nothing, I'm not saying this against any subscriber or any viewer or anybody in the chat room. I really don't care if you watch us. None of the Bluebeards do. We don't care, because this for us is therapy. Because it's a way of getting off our chest what the fuck is going on with us. Because the more you get it off your chest, this is why I tell all my friends that are affected to get out and make a fucking video. Tell people what you're going through. Tell people what your life was like beforehand. It's very therapeutic. It's very fucking therapeutic. And most of the beards are made the same friends in nearly every reality. So and these, when I say friends, I'm talking they are medical practitioners. Some are even shrinks. And it's good to know, and because in that case, 2 of them are Mandela affected. I think 3 of them are, but one just won't admit it. But so we know that we've got someone to go and talk to. They've got someone that they can come and talk to. I might not be a doctor, but they know I'm not going to go fucking blurting their names out. But the whole point is, it's sort of everybody out there is fucking affected in some way or another. If they're not affected, well, they're not affected. But if they've got a member of their family that is affected like you have to, and I've got to say, you've got to tread on eggshells. MA most probably is the lucky one of it, most probably the luckiest one of all, out of all of us. He's got a wife that's accepted it, but it took her time. But I actually think Mrs. MA is Mandela Effect. She just does. She sees these changes, but she's not willing to admit it yet. And then Mrs. M.A., yeah, I think you are truly a Mandela affected. You just haven't woken up yet. You need to open. You're seeing the changes. That tells you that you're affected. That's all Mandela affected is. You see the changes, and hence you just got. And you might come from the Orion arm, but it might not be your dimension, guys and girls. And this is what I mean. Your family. I know one of my sisters is Mandela affected. She just won't wake the fuck up. Tried to tell her you're Mandela affected. Doesn't want to know about it. Does not want to know about it. Friends are Mandela affected. I was talking about Weet-Bix. Just to tell you, that's how I test my friends out. I start talking about Weet-Bix. I say, oh, do you know when fucking Weet-Bix changed their logo? They said, yeah, I noticed that one. That's the only time I talk about fucking logos. That's how I find out if people are affected. And that's it. Then I tell them why I was talking about the logos. And then I fill them in on all the fucking details. And by doing it, you're helping them out, you're helping others out, and you're not freaking them out too much, hopefully. Steer them in their conversation. Do you know what I say to them? If I think they're affected, I say, oh, you want to go and check this out, man. It might freak you the fuck out. But see, most of my friends know my channel. So, well, apparently they think the dodo is actually still alive. How about that? In this reality, they actually think the dodo is still out there. So you've got to turn around and ask yourself, why are they starting a Jurassic Park in Russia? Why? Because they're trying to cover up the fact there's mammoths walking around the tundras in Russia. There's raptors. What's his name? Putin. In this reality has seen a fucking raptor. Has physically seen with his own eyes a raptor. And has openly told people about it. There was even a news story about Putin seeing a raptor. Footage from Putin's own cameras on the net. So you've got to ask yourself, why aren't people talking about these things? Why? Because it doesn't get them any channel views. They don't want to become persecuted, or they're not really affected. See, do you know how I tell an affected to a non-affected? The excitement in their voice. Not affected. Tell you straight up, that's not affected. Because, do you know, in any of those videos, do you know what they don't say? Is how it affects them. The young girl out there named Cheyenne, I think her name's Cheyenne. Man, I freak out for that poor kid, I do. It's sort of, she knows she's affected, and she is freaking out about it, but Cheyenne, you've got a lot of friends out there, darling. Come and talk to us. Come into our chat rooms and talk to us. Come and watch our streams. You've got family out there. It's a different family, but yeah, we're all going through the same thing. And you can tell an affected person to a non-affected person, especially when you watch those logo fucking videos. And then you've got the groups out there that, man, some people, like there's one dude out there, he's actually a video thief. Steals all the videos and everything. And it's sort of, how do I know? Because he stole one from me. I had to do something about YouTube with him. And, but, yeah, he's not affected. Goes on about it, but not affected. You can tell. You really can tell an affected to a non-affected person. It's the way they actually go on about it. They shared no personal story. They're talking about logo. Oh, it's fucking freaky, man. It's fucking freaky. You've all watched those videos, I bet. You have all watched every one of those fucking videos thinking, okay, someone's talking about the Mandela Effect. But they're not. They're talking about fucking logo. Mostly kids, all trying to get fucking views. Yeah, there are a few kids out there that are truly affected, but you can tell the difference between their video and a non-affected video. And it's sort of, the Mandela Effect community at the moment is under siege. And I mean, is under siege. They're trying to give us a hard time. They've already got me struck from one of my main channel, from a video not even made by me, made by a Bluebeard fucking 2-3 years ago, before the effect. I'm talking about something totally fucking different. But no, you can't talk about false flagged events. They strike you. I got in the air and shit myself when I found out I couldn't stream. And others are being attacked. Scott got attacked at his own fucking home. Scott, that's why I don't put my face on YouTube. None of the Bluebeards will put their face on YouTube. Because we don't want that shit happening. Bad enough our friends know exactly where we live. But, nah, just not saying that, guys. But the whole point is, it's sort of, you've just got to understand that going through the Mandela Effect is hard. And it's not going to get easy. I guarantee you it's not going to get easier. If anything, it's going to be harder. But we've got to learn to cope with it. And that's the thing. We have to learn to cope with the effect that we are going through. We have to learn to understand why we are actually going through this. We've got to, and no matter what, because every reality you go through, you've got to learn all over fucking again. Story around the did show him. So, oh, okay, all right, one of them did. That's what I mean. We're all different, and the whole point is that we are different people from the person that originally was here. And we have to turn around and ask ourselves, well, I'm the same as that one. I've got five kids, come from the Sagittarius arm, but I'm not the same reality. I actually think that was the Bluebeard that was here just before me, that one. Because I've been going through the notes and looking at the similarities to what he was talking about and everything like that. It's things that he wrote down and said. And because like I skimmed through videos, because I've got no journal to go through, I was skimming through videos. And I was watching his story, and then I was watching the story of the other beard as he was talking about. And I actually think they were the same one. I think the first one that made videos about the Mandela Effect was the one that he just here just before me. Yet I come from the Sagittarius arm. I had 5 children. Same order of children even, by the way. But it was a different reality. There were things that happened in his reality that didn't happen in mine. Yet I think I've been to his reality or something similar to his reality. And this is what I mean. We don't know where we are. We don't know when we're going to go to a new reality. We have no say in the matter. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And we've got no control over this, and this is the hardest part. And that's the hardest thing to handle, is the fact that we don't have control over this. Sorry, I've got to take a mouthful of drink. Oh, Corona. Not a bad beer. And we don't have any control whatsoever. It's Friday night, guys. I'm not allowed to drink. And we don't have control over our life. We have control of what we do whilst we are here. And that's the thing that we have to do. And we have to pretty much control what goes on around us the best that we can do. And by doing that, and hi Volt, how are you? And by looking at what is actually going on around us on a regular basis and keeping notes about those things, keeping notes about events that happened to us, what happened to us, why it changed, why this one changed, and then, yeah, it's sort of, but when it comes to the reality, she says, Walt says, we have no control over that. We are victims in that regard. But we do have control over how we handle it. And that's the biggest thing that you need to do. And you need to learn how to handle these things. And as as I've been saying in the last stream, that I said the same thing. We may never go home. Ever. We may never, ever go home. We could end up winding up in a reality there where we don't even exist in that reality, and yet we've got stuck there. Or life is so different in that reality. And in some realities, I've been to realities where life is so different. The life I led in that reality was different to the life I led in mine. The only thing I'm finding in the commonalities are inventions. They're always common. Paintings, sometimes there's variations in the paintings we have painted. Sculptures, sometimes there's variations in the sculpture we've painted. But we're all artists. We all love study. We've all seemed to study in the same subjects. And this is why I think this is more to do with the multiverse. Because it's more about decision. And sometimes those decisions and those changes in our lives are so minor that you don't even know you've switched. Or it's so close to the reality where you have just come from. But then you'll skip into one that's so different. And this is when you start waking up. This is why you've got to live normally. Or you've got to try to live normally. And it is hard. It's very fucking hard. I don't think you would not have gone without finding out. You would have found out about it eventually, Bolt. And that's the great thing that a lot of people don't realise, because you are a dimensional traveller now. And you can say it. You are a dimensional traveller. One day, this has already become known as the biggest paranormal event in this planet's history, and it's happening in every reality. When I got to the Raptured, right? In the Raptured one, they were pretty much starting to talk about the Mandela Effect, because the kids there, when they first met their father, were told by him what was going on. But until he returned to that reality, everyone thought that people were just missing and then starting to come back. And then just disappearing again. Not realising it was the actual Mandela Effect. But why, and this is the one thing that gets me, why that one world, they just went missing. Why did everyone just go missing in that world? That's the thing. I had an idea not long ago that maybe that yes, we did all go missing, and maybe that was the reality. But what if the rapture, and I'm going into the rapture component now, what if, yeah, we did get raptured from that, and what if we got raptured, instead of where we thought we were going, what if we got raptured and taken to a makeshift Earth where they regularly change everything, and they do something with our minds and everything like that. But then I come across to the thing that, okay, well, why is that Bluebeard's eyes different? Why has he got different scars to me? Why is this one different? Why is that different? Why am I always got the same physique where other Bluebeards have got different physiques? And that's when I realised that, yeah, this is more to do with the multiverse theory. Thanks, Raquel. Because that multiverse theory is more than you can actually realise. And it does come into it. And so you come across all these thoughts. You're going to get, like as a new, especially with new Mandela affected, you're going to go through all these symptoms. Time travel is the first one. Everybody thinks it's time travel. I'm sorry, guys. It's not time travel. No way is it time travel. No matter what you think. Time travel cannot move a continent. God could, but why would he? But what if... Okay, here's the scenario, the second scenario that I thought of that same day of the raptured one. What if when we got taken, we were put into the makeshift Earth, and it was so they could learn all about Earth, i.e. why we get taken, why these operations are happening, why they're manipulating our bodies and everything like that. Maybe if it's in prelude to an invasion, and we got taken from that Earth before that invasion, i.e. as the Bible says, 144,000 or whatever, and then the rapture would come, one would be taken, one would be left. And then I think about it, well, why the fuck are we still alive? Why the fuck do we keep on being changed into another scenario? Why are they doing this to us? Why do the stars change every shift? Every shift, the stars are different. The stars are different in every reality. And this is the thing that I look at. Being, as having a hobby of being a astronomer, and having really good telescopes no matter what reality. That was one good thing we all made. We made that decision to buy a different telescope. Yes, they're different colours in every reality. Mine was a black one. In this reality, it's cream. Same telescope, but he bought the cream one. I bought the black one. And so you've got to ask yourself, why are these things happening? How can we fix it? We can't fix it, folks. We can try and everything like that. One of the Bluebeards, I was watching his video, said we should sue CERN. It could be CERN. But the problem is we don't know who the fuck it is. That's the problem. Problem is we don't know who the fuck it is. Problem is we don't know who is doing it to us. And the biggest problem with it all is we don't know how the fuck we can stop it. Another good film that I watched, it's not the film, the series, The OA. Starting to watch it. If you haven't seen The OA, start to watch it. It's sort of, what if we are in that same situation where we are victims, we're being trapped and we're just being put through these scenarios and we are in a living hell in a prison somewhere on a ship. That is another thing. But, no, it's not, because we're talking to each other right now. But the whole point is that we are turning around and our ball cube. What do you mean ball cube? Sorry, I've lost you, Donna. But the whole point is we don't know. I think there's a link, maybe. But I don't know. This is what I mean, Buster. I don't know. None of the Bluebeards know. This is why we are out there asking questions. We talk about it. We study it. But we don't know. All we know is that every now and then, everything we've just done for the last couple of weeks is all fucking different again. We're in a reality where this is like this, that is like that. Let's just say I'm not like one of the guys that will say, oh fuck, I was just working on the set and I'll redo it again. Yeah. And the whole thing is, it's sort of, you've just got to ask yourself. I still don't know what you're talking about, guys. What show are you talking about? No, Star Trek's the only one with the ball cube. Unless they've got a new movie. Oh, okay. Found a ball cube. Can you send me the link to the stream so I can watch it? And the whole point is that you've just got to continually ask yourselves, what is going on, how it is going on, and oh, okay, yeah, still don't know, but the whole point is that everybody that is affected has got their own problems, and they get emphasised by the Mandela Effect, and you've got to learn that we have to become, this is the best way to explain it, we have to become stronger than we were before the effect. We have to become stronger people, because whatever the shit is going on with us, is we have to turn around and ask ourselves, how can we wrap our heads around it to cope? What can we do? And this is why you keep a journal. It's in the journals and everything like that. You can find out that different things are like this, and this is like that. And this reality is slowly taking off again with new journal entries, but in a different way, in a different place, and stored in a different place so they don't get stolen again. Security's been upped. I think the last Bluebeard in this reality upped their security. Oh yeah, they're talking about security and what's happening to the other Mandela. We had an alarm go off here last night about 5 a.m. I've had people ringing up and just hanging up. And so I don't know if it's the same sort of shit, whatever, but the point is, yeah, the last Bluebeard upped security a bit, and I think after last night I might even up it a bit more. But the point is, it's sort of understanding it is one thing. But see, more of you need to talk about your experiences, guys. You do. You need to open up, because the more you're going to talk about your experience, it's going to help others. You guys say that, well, not me, but the BB stream woke yous up. See, by you guys getting out there and talking about your own experiences and everything like that, it's going to help. And now this is to the ones that make videos that know that they're not affected. Stop making fucking crap videos and trying to discredit the Mandela Effect. Because all you do, one, you make fools out of yourselves, because we're the ones that watch the videos. We know you're not fucking affected. You're just trying to get fucking things for your stream. And yeah, this is a real fucking thing happening to us, and it's very fucking real. And you might not, you might think, oh well, it's a logo there. It's not just fucking logos, man. People's lives are changed. We go to worlds sometimes where family members that were dead are alive, like people that were dead are alive, and people that are alive are now dead, and it's confusing. It's confusing as all fuck. And you go through it, and until you experience one of these major things for yourself, and it might not fucking happen. It took ages for me to go through one of those. And you go through it. In this one, there's a family friend that passed away, and all of a sudden, living. In this reality, alive and well. So you've just got to ask yourselves what is going on, because this is what it's like in some realities. That same person may have died, but in others they're alive, and you get used to you. And I've got to admit, you do get used to it. It's still fucking scary. Yeah, well, little things like that, yeah, will definitely wake the others up. And but the biggest thing you can do is wake them up in the best way you know how. See, when you first write your journal, make sure you put it in a place where the other one's going to find it. That's the scare. And one day you're going to find one that's been written, because the other might have already done it. This is a real thing. Kirk Douglas was dead, for example. So, yeah, well, okay, if Kirk, yeah, he's a Mandela Effect, yeah. That's why it's called the Mandela Effect. Nelson Mandela was dead, and now he's alive in this. No, sorry, is he alive in this one? Or he was alive in the last one for me. So is he alive? I haven't even fucking looked about Mandela in this one. So used to the Mandela Effect. So, yeah, he was, in the last one, he was president of the fucking Africa. So I don't know what it is, I'll have to look it up. And, but most of the time it's either he's alive or whatever. I have been to a reality where he had died again, a different year. So yeah, it's weird. And you get used to it in a way, but you don't get used to it in the other way. Okay, he's dead in this one. But yeah, but when did he die in this one? I haven't looked up since I've been here. It's strange. It's called the Mandela Effect. I haven't looked it up. Maybe I should start looking that up in every reality I go to. But not a lot of the time. Sometimes he's alive still. That's happened. Oh God, about I'd say half of the realities I've been to, he was still fucking alive and kicking. And that's what it's like. It's sort of, you go through and sort of see all this shit, and you go through it and you fucking scratch your head half the fucking time. Well, let's see, the changes in this one. Mona Lisa, got a smile, fuck that one. See, to me that's something I see because I'm an artist. And it's something I notice. The thinker is something I see. But see, it tells me they're different, but to me they're just telling me I've shifted. That's all it is. Just tells me I'm in a new fucking reality. I've got to get used to everything all over again. And see, with me, Mandela died in prison. Tank Man killed. Bloody different things. Tank Man is a strange one. In some realities he's alive. And yeah, I know about him because I was watching a video on about, I can't remember whose video I was watching the other day. They were talking about the Tank Man. And in some he's alive as well, some he's dead. And you go through all these different things and everything. I remember there was a shooting, copper shot an African American in America, a big news story in one reality. Next reality he's alive and kicking. Sort of you see all these things and you look at all these different things like that. No, Nelson Mandela died in prison in my reality. I'm sorry, he did. Nelson Mandela was dead in prison. They showed his funeral and everything like that. I watched the tank guy get killed, and yeah. Let's just say the day before the Tank Man, that was even worse. And then you go to some realities where they apparently lived on. So in one reality he was still alive. He was very old, but he was still alive. Because I remember in that reality they were talking about him, and he actually, his family made a video, and here he is sitting in a chair saying I'm alive and kicking and everything like that. And didn't understand the Mandela Effect, but they knew that what they were talking about him and everything like that, so they wanted to make the video. What the shit just happened then? Oh, don't tell me I've lost my live stream. Ah, there it is there. And, oh, I don't know what's going on with this. My computer's going nuts here. All of a sudden my mouse started moving. Yeah, the whole thing is, g'day Riley, how are you, mate? The whole thing is that everybody out there is going through something in their life that is pretty much hard for them, and you've got to turn around and ask yourself, well, okay, what am I going to do about it? And well, the best thing you can do about it is live with it. And I'd say you've got to live with it, guys. You've got to have a normal life. If you don't try and live a normal life, it's going to send you crazy. And I have been to realities where it did send a few of us crazy. Not me, but it did send a few people absolutely nuts and they lost it. But the thing is, you're going to have to cope with it. Yeah, we're going to be stuck, but look at it this way. Go and watch the movie Lost in Space. They're still alive, but they just don't know where the fuck they are. And that's our story. We don't know where the fuck we are. We don't know where, why, and when. We don't know how it fucking happened. All we know is it fucking happened. And we've got to cope with it, guys and girls. We've got to cope with it. And I'm sorry I'm not doing many streams, guys and girls. You've got to understand, I've come into a reality where because of the heart attack and the micro stroke, that not much TAFE work was done. So I'm trying to catch up those things. So at least in this reality, he has passed the subject. So those of you out there, look, bear with us. It's sort of, I don't know if the others will do it, but it is very hard to stream. It's a lot of setup streaming on the thing. You got to promote it in the other channel so that people come across and do it. So just cope with it, guys. You're going to have to. And I just wish we could actually do something about it. And g'day, really. Yeah. But sort of, we've just got to ask ourselves how we truly can do it. And that is pretty much one reaction. We've just got to do it. Like that saying goes, just do it. By accommodating the effect and not accepting it is unhealthy, number one. You've got to accept the fact that it's happening. That is a must. You must accept that it's happening. And you've got to accept the fact that we may never see our home again. We may. One day this might just all, they might realise where the fuck we all come from and just return us home. Or the effect could be, what if there was some major event and they're just trying to get us home, and this is why we keep on being shifted. Because they're trying to get us back into the right realities. Maybe it was some kind of major accident at CERN. Maybe that's why we hear voices in our houses. And I don't know. And I truly don't know. We're just getting over winter in this area. Thank God. Starting to remove blankets from the bed. I got here, it was fucking freezing, but now it's getting warmer. So all you can do, good night Rayleigh, all you can do is simply ask yourself how you can go about it, and you've got to ask yourself. I can't give you that answer. You can. Only you can give that answer, how you are going to start helping yourself. And that's the only way to do it, is by helping yourself. And by helping yourself, you'll help others, because the others will see that you're coping. And if you are having problems, come into one of the chats and talk to us, for fuck's sake. If I'm not there, there's plenty of other people. That's like when I set up the chat room on the Mandela Effect Society, which the link is in there. I set it up for you guys in every reality that I was in and went to. I kept on doing that for months. All I did was, if I went to a reality where there was no chat, and maybe, I don't know if I've ever been in this one, I don't know if who did it in this one, but it is there. And this is what I mean about the multiverse. Things that we do are similar. Not always the same. In this reality, it's a different provider that provides a chat room on the channel. Like, I've started installing it on one of the other websites that we do, trying to get it onto the Facebook room, so that when they go into Facebook, they can chat in Facebook as well. But I can only do what I can afford, and what I earn is not very much, but I'll do what I can, because these days that's where the only place where money goes at the moment is into looking after this. So those of you out there that are having problems, don't forget there's plenty of us in these rooms that we're all going through the same thing. And it's not just in the rooms, you can talk in the comments, and I've opened up especially on this, on the backup streams, guys, I've got to go and do it on the other channel as well, on the main channel. What I have done is I've opened up a discussion page. So just go into the thing, and if you want to discuss here, sort of like a forum, but just a cheaper version of it. And so yeah, all you've got to do is you can go in there, you can go to the Mandela Effect Society, and there's other sites out there as well as mine that actually have chat rooms and different things like that where you can go and you can talk. And there's, holy shit, the chat's going fast. Wow, the chat went really fast. Oh, okay. Oh no, it's just reloading. But yeah, so if you guys turn around and just look after yourselves, and that's what it's about, is look after yourselves. Oh, what the hell is going on with chat? So, when I'm going to do the next stream, I don't know. It'll be when I've got time, but I will let you know on the other channel. And I'll put a tweet out as well, so if you follow us on Twitter, I'll put a tweet out as well. And yeah, but keep your ears out and everything, because I'm going to start going. As you can hear, my voice is starting to degenerate, and I don't have enough Corona to help it along. And so I'm going to say good night for now, guys and girls. I'll catch you on the next stream. And hopefully I'll still be here hopefully I'll be home by the time they get the stream channel back. But as I said, I don't think we're ever going home. I really don't. I'm sorry, but I've got to say it. I think we're stuck with this, because the whole time in the last 2.5 years, I've never, ever seen any possible way that we are going home. Yeah, see, the reason why your friends think you have multiple personalities, loyalty, is for one reason, that you keep on changing in each reality, because you've moved to a new reality, and those people are seeing it. This is what I mean. They are just as affected by this as you are. They just don't realise it, and that's the problem. So I'm going to say goodnight, everybody, and I'll let you know when I'm going to do the next stream. And thank you guys for becoming moderators for me. I appreciate it very much. So I'm going to call it quits for now, and I'm going to catch up to all you guys later. And look after yourselves. And yeah, hopefully you're still around when I do the next stream. Or hopefully I'm still here when I do the next stream. So I'm going to catch you all later, guys and girls. Bye. And now the slow process of turning everything off. I'll see you all later, guys. Bye.